And welcome to the Destiny Nerds podcast, episode 44. I want to start this one off with a big old giant happy birthday to my
Thank you, dude.
co-host Maddox. He is
Thank you.
27 years old today.
But yeah, believe it or not, I am 27 years old. That's crazy to think.
I
But
literally thought you were 23 or 24 or 25 or something.
I
See, it
wish.
shows how much of friends we are.
Yeah. What are you, like 38?
No, I'm 30.
I
Anyways,
mean, it's been a good birthday though. I've enjoyed it.
yeah,
Been
how
watching
has your
football.
birthday weekend been?
It's week 1 of NFL football, so that's kind of how it is every weekend. Like I was talking to my wife earlier and telling her, like I don't ever like do anything for my birthday because it's always like at the beginning of football season. So I'm always like, I want to watch football for my birthday. And today being NFL Sunday, first week of the season, I was like, that's kind of all I want to do.
Boom, football
We did it.
all day. So you just watch football all day.
Yeah.
That's
Did some
awesome.
schoolwork as well. So
That's lame.
it was.
I wish we lived close because I would take you to get some delicious food for your birthday.
I did have some good food though. We
That's
had
awesome.
some steak and some potatoes and some chicken. It was good.
That's
I enjoyed
awesome, man. Well, happiest of birthdays. Thanks for doing a podcast on your birthday. Means a
Yeah.
lot.
Honestly, I mean, why not?
Why not? We get to hang out, me and you. We have two buds that are going to join us here soon. But how's your week in Destiny been, bro?
Good. Good. We got a lot to talk about tonight because of the new raid, of course, since we spoke last with reprised raid. Since we spoke last with ATP and hardcore, the new reprised raid CROTAS end has come out. So I'll save my details and stuff later, but we tried for day 1 and we didn't get it, unfortunately, but it's because we didn't have enough time. I feel like
we did. We popped in there. We tried
we did. We tried the challenge and we just didn't have enough time, but I've enjoyed it. I like it a lot. And I'll leave it at that for now and we'll talk about it more of course later, but
Same.
I've enjoyed it. I haven't had much time to play recently because I've been so busy with school and stuff like that. So and like my house feels like it's falling apart. So like cuz like every time I turn around something's broken. So but other than that, like we've been enjoying the season so far, to be honest.
That's awesome. That's
So,
awesome.
what about you?
It's been good. I've played more this season than I did last season already. I've just been, doing some raid stuff. New seal coming out, so I had to do some of the challenges this week. So I did some of those. Got all the challenges done. All I have left is the subclass one, the void one, or not the void one. I did the void one, the arc one, and the solar one. I don't know. We'll talk more about it here in a minute. But been fun. It's always fun to game with the homies. We did a clan raid, which was great.
We did. We got our whole clan together and raided for the first time in a long time together. It was content.
That was fun. That was fun. But it's been good. But
well,
all right.
Speaking of clan, we have two of not only TikTok's largest gamers in the Destiny community.
Yeah, these are some big TikTokers.
They are. I'm kind of nervous. But also two of our clanmates and two of our best buds that we've had the pleasure of hanging out with a lot recently. So we're gonna introduce you to the one and only Short King. His name is Mr. Wallzer. We love to have him. How are you doing, my brother?
The Short King.
The Short King. It had to come. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Welcome in, brother. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, and so Wallzer is a part of. He's not only an incredible TikToker, but we're all in the same clan. It's called the Six Fronts. If you're here from the last podcast, we had a podcast called the Six Fronts Podcast. Turned it back into the Destiny Nerds Podcast, but we are all homies. We play Destiny together, and we're all content creators. So, Wallzer, welcome. We're pumped to have you, and we just want to talk to you for a minute before we get other guests in here about your journey. We want to know about your content journey. Like, how did you get here? Like, how are you a streamer, TikToker, Destiny player? Like, where did this begin? Like, why do you do this?
Well, I love playing video games.
Actually, before you start, let me cut you off. Everyone in chat and in the world, and if you're listening to this, congratulate Mr. Wallzer. He just got married.
He did.
I did indeed.
He joined the married
newly
club.
Married gamer. It is true. Destiny players can get girlfriends and can get married.
All four of us
we are
tonight
actually
are all married.
we're just a bunch of married men talking.
We all
married
found
men
people to
playing
marry
Destiny.
I love it.
For how long we stay? Right? I'm just kidding. Anyways,
Jesus.
go
All right,
back to it. Let's hear your journey.
All right, so I've been playing video games since pretty much I could use my thumbs. I'd always smoke my dad in video games and NHL because that's what we would play when I was growing up. But COVID came around and I was sitting on my ass doing nothing, and my Mac that I was using for schoolwork got it shit the bed. Like the hard drive went bad, and I needed something to do schoolwork on. So I convinced my parents to help me put together some money to get a PC together. And then I went out and bought some equipment to start streaming, got a camera, little cheap ass webcam that I still have with me, and kind of just started playing Call of Duty because I had some friends that I played competitive Call of Duty with, and I just kind of streamed our matches and whatnot, tournaments, all that good stuff. And then from there, I started playing Minecraft, started posting Minecraft TikToks. That's where I started. And from there, it went on to go for about a couple months, and then I went home to visit my family, and my best friend, who was also my best man in my wedding, told me to start playing Destiny again because we played D1 together all the time growing up. And then I posted a TikTok saying that I had no one to play with, and that's how I met Cake and a bunch of my other friends that were actually at my wedding. And from there, it's just kind of been smooth sailing playing Destiny, and that's how I met Amps, was through Cake. So if I never posted that TikTok, I would have never met any of you guys. Never met Amps, never met Cake. Both of them were in my wedding. And yeah, it's just been smooth sailing from here.
If it wasn't for TikTok, I genuinely would never have met you or anything. Because I think, if I remember correctly, I think I reached out to you or like I commented on one of your videos maybe. Or I'm not really sure. I can't really remember how we met.
Through Cake. It was through Cake.
It was
on
okay.
It was on
That's
Twitter.
Right. That's right. That's right. That's
through
right.
Cake.
Cake knew Amps, and then we just kind of, I don't know, we just kind of fell in.
We just started interacting together on Twitter, and then we met each other at GCX, not last year, but the year before that.
That's right. That's right. I do remember that. Okay. I remember meeting at GCX. I wasn't sure if that was like our first interaction or not, but I was like, I know I saw you all over TikTok and stuff like that, and just I was like, dude, this guy's content is so cool. Like, I love it. So
yeah, and then we met at GCX, and look at us now.
We did all get to see each other in real life. Just
fun. That was fun.
That was fun. I have a full vlog from that trip that I have not edited yet.
I was gonna say I can't wait to see that.
And it's really good. I just haven't had time to finish it. But there's a bunch of footage of Wallzer in there because he was with me the first couple days, like a bunch for whatever reason.
The first morning when we had breakfast with Poner, and
I have the
shambles.
It was great. It was great.
Lord.
Dude, that's sick. So you just switched from Twitch over to Kick, right? So tell us that journey. What made you do that?
Well, ever since Kick came out, I've kind of been like keeping an eye on them and what they're doing because they're paying their creators 95.5, and obviously that's a good enticement to start versus Twitch is 50-50 for affiliates. And then I watched the CEO's podcast with Jake Lucky, and they talked a lot about like the back end and like their plans for Kick. And from then on, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna switch when they bring out this creator incentive program or whatever that they're coming out with in November now that they've confirmed. And then I got to thinking after they dropped this whole first class thing with like the 30 creators or whatever that got signed to Kick, quote unquote. I was just like, I'm gonna get ahead of the curve, and because as soon as that creator program drops, there's gonna be a ton of people switching that trying to get paid hourly or whatever their plan is for that. So I was just like, I might as well go over there early, start building myself up on that platform. So before everyone else influxes into this platform, I'll already be sort of established over there. And that was my whole
you're
reasoning.
at the top of directory almost every time you stream. Like when you get that big influx, who are they going to click on?
Exactly.
The person at the top of the directory.
Exactly. That's the plan.
I'm glad it's going smooth over there so far for you. I think it's cool. I'm all about change and there not being like just one place to make content. And I'm all about the place that you make content, caring about the creator, not just caring about profits.
Absolutely.
So if they can figure out how to get their own money made and also get their people paid, then that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Sick, dude. All right, let's get our next our next guest in here.
So we also have another. This whole plan for tonight was to have two creators that are much larger on a short form content like TikTok and also stream, of course, as well too. So no offense, Wallzer, we have Mr. Big Dog coming in here. Okay, so this guy's was probably one of the like OGs along with you as well too. Of doing TikTok and like almost making it a well-known thing as well too. So we are pleased to say that we have the one and only Mr. Purception.
Hello.
Tonight. Welcome in, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining. We're glad you're here.
It's the other old person. Welcome.
Yes, I am also married. Us four are all married.
We are
to each other. We're all married to each other.
Yep. Yes, we're all married together. Yeah.
Tell us about yourself, brother.
My name is Purception. I've been making TikToks now for almost 3 years coming up. It was actually the first season. The first season of Beyond Light is when I started making the TikToks, and so at that time, everyone thought TikTok was just a dancing app. People still think that, but there's a lot more creators now. So, I'm not gonna lie. It was much easier back in the day where I was like the only guy making videos on the TWAB. That was a time when that was a thing. And so, I miss those times. But it's great that everybody realizes the power of TikTok, that you can have pretty much not a name at all, and then get a following, make content that people can see. It's always cool where you put the effort in and people actually can see your content, where other platforms it's much harder to kind of get your name out there. So I've been doing TikTok for a while. I was fortunate enough to be able to get in early, make a name for myself, and now we're here on this podcast. But I love Destiny 2. Reason why I started playing Destiny 2 is I'm freaking 32 years old, so I've been playing games forever since I was a little kid. So of course I played Halo. So when I heard about Destiny, I was all hyped about Destiny. But because I'm married, and then back when Destiny 1 came out, I was pretty poor. My Xbox broke. I couldn't even play Destiny 1 is my point. Didn't get to play Destiny 1 at all. And so I was hyped when it was launched on PC. But Halo is really what got me into Destiny. And as far as getting into content, I'm pretty new to the content game. I watched a lot of Fortnite when I was like on the rise. I love watching Ninja, people like that. And when, like what Wallzer said, during the time of like COVID, fortunate enough, I was able to keep my job through the whole time. But
that's good.
The government gave me a bunch of money because I got a wife and now 3 kids. So all this money the government gave, I was like, man, I kind of want to pursue my dreams a little bit with a creative side of things. So I used some of that money to get a webcam and things like that to get a stream going. And watching all those like creators like Tim the Tatman, Ninja, seeing like, okay, they make YouTube videos, they stream on Twitch, they have logos, they do some video editing. Well, someone edits their videos. I was like, man, I can do all of that a little bit because in high school, I took a lot of classes on that kind of stuff. So I had like a basic understanding of a lot of that. So I kind of just retaught myself and threw myself out there. It was like a whole year on YouTube before I got to TikTok, where I was just trying to see how to do content. That's like 100 subscribers in a whole year. It was like really nothing, but it was like practice. And it was actually a girl at my job I work at that suggested TikTok. I kind of brushed it off, and then a couple months went by. I took her up on the offer, and I'm glad I did. So
that's awesome. What? That is so cool. How has like your content evolved from whenever you said you started doing like
what did it start like
that when you first started? What has it kind of evolved into now?
Well, so it's kind of similar, but I'm just, I guess, better at maybe explaining things, or like the quality is slightly better. But really, like, it's if you see my videos from like a couple years ago, like they're pretty similar. So luckily that whole year on YouTube, I could kind of like get the kinks out before even getting onto TikTok, I guess. So I was already kind of, well, I'll say this. So I mentioned I started in Beyond Light, had no idea really what to do, and short form content was so new then. So, and nobody did Destiny short form content really. So I had no one to actually look at to see like what even works. So I had to just experiment, make videos, see what kind of views I would get, and if it was trash, I wouldn't try that again. But basically, I kind of just took whatever people did on YouTube, like, but then just made it short form, like informative content. And so one of the first like couple videos I realized that work is well, I'll say this, how I even decided to do Destiny on TikTok, because I did a few other things, some Fortnite clips, some VR clips, but I don't even, so I mostly do PvE content in Destiny. A lot of raid helps, GM helps. That's like what I like to do. I'm okay at PvP. I just don't have the time to like invest in like getting my skills up. But it's funny that I do mostly PvE because it was actually PvP clips that kind of popped off is why I do Destiny content. It was actually a couple clips of like me shadow diving people. And then I had a bunch of haters talking trash about shadow diving. And then I got like 15,000 views. A whole year on YouTube getting like 20 views. I mean, my first handful of videos on TikTok getting like 15,000 on a shadow dive clip. I was like, okay. I deleted all my videos about Fortnite and VR and I just full sent Destiny. That's like, I never really looked back. And then it was actually the Dead Man's Tale launch when that mission came out. That's when I really, that mission really established like who I am as a creator, because that was the first video to get like, it got like 60,000 views. I had not that many followers. And it was essentially like a short form guide on that like, secret mission, how to get the Dead Man's Tale. And that kind of established like, oh, I'm good at explaining how to do something condensed as far as like on TikTok. So
I feel like that's become a really popular trend recently as well too. Like there's like whole raid guides on TikTok now. Like how to do the CROTAS end raid in 60 seconds, and just like boom, 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 boom. I mean, you even did something like that recently as well. So
I'm pretty sure you can post like 3 minutes now, right?
Yeah,
post 10 minutes.
You can genuinely put like a whole YouTube video on TikTok.
Yeah, you can post 10 minutes on TikTok. But the attention span of anyone on that app is less than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I have a hat. I gotta show you this because you're both vertical content creators.
Oh God.
He thinks it's the funniest shit in the world. I love it. He can't even find it.
It's right here. Oh. So I'm a filmmaker, so like vertical content is cool for like, you know, normal people, but for me it sucks that I have to turn my camera. So I got this hat that says make video horizontal again. I saw a TikTok actually yesterday that it said whenever I forget to shoot vertical out of like videographers when they forget to shoot vertical to shoot, and it's like they're like shooting normal, like oh frick, and then they switch the camera sideways. So I love it. I love your guys' stuff because I actually just started spending time on TikTok this year. I just didn't use it because I used it. My wife looked at TikToks before bed, and I would just sit with her and look at her TikTok feed with her and just laugh because I feel like TikTok is now the new Vine. I don't know if you guys
yes, it is.
What it's turned into me for as well.
It's a great app. It's funny. There's really good content on there. The algorithm's crazy. So I just started looking like actually using it. So like I just met Purception at GCX. Like I didn't even know who you were until you walked up when we were eating breakfast.
Yeah.
And Wallzer, you're like, who are you? I'm like, I'm Bearded Luke. And then I'm like, Wallzer, who's this guy? He's like a huge TikToker. I'm like, oh, cool. And then I looked him up. I'm like, oh yeah, he's got some sick stuff. But your content's really clear and concise and helpful. Like it's awesome. I understand why it pops off on there. So, and then now we're all on the same team somehow.
Yeah,
so that's pretty hilarious.
I'm honored to be part of the Six Fronts team. You know,
we're happy that you're here and part of it as well too. So
yeah, seriously, you're awesome. You connect so well with all of us. It's a good squad of people.
Sure is.
I feel like a lot of the times when you bring people like Purception, someone that's so just like really like content heavy minded, like always wanting to put something out, or like really just like, what's the word?
Driven?
What are you saying? I can't even. I forget what the.
He's driven. Yes, that's actually perfect. Yes, it's very motivating for the people that we have on our team as well too. So like I feel like Purception alone joining Six Fronts has motivated all of us and others to, you know, kind of have that same drive as well too. So
absolutely.
I think it's just like the vibe that Purception has. It's just, you can tell he's a hardworking man. And
I am driven. I am driven, but also I think it's my ADHD. You get hyper focused, so it's like
it could be that too. I guess
it's like a curse and a gift at the same time.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah,
that's
you said something like that at GCX.
Oh, that's true. It's true, bro.
You're like my ADHD is so bad. I'm surprised you just talked for a while about one thing. That was pretty impressive.
Oh, it was really hard. I was like, wait, where did I go there? Okay.
Oh my goodness! No, you did good. I would have never even noticed. Awesome. Well,
I'll be all over the place on my stream, and I was like, sorry, I have ADHD.
What was the question again?
Yeah, my bad. I don't answer people's questions all the time because of that.
Yeah. That's perfect.
I love it. Way.
I love it. Well, listen, we're happy you're here. Let's talk a little bit about Destiny, what brought us all together. As you guys know, we had the reprised raid come out with the Season of the Witch, which was CROTAS End. We all kind of suspected that. It unfortunately leaked a little bit. I was kind of hoping for maybe Wrath of Machine, but it didn't make sense. Crota just makes sense with the whole lore, and we have this Hive season, so it just makes sense to have Crota. So, what are your first thoughts of Crota? You went in. I think the only person that didn't do day one here was Wallzer, because you got married, of course. So
yeah,
marriage over video games, we understand.
Yep.
But like, what are y'all's first thoughts on seeing Crota for the first time again on PC? By the way, like that was one of the biggest things for me, is like we saw Crota at 30 FPS at 75 FOV. Like now we get to see him like in full fledged. So give me your thoughts on whenever you first entered the Crota raid again.
You want to start it, Jake?
You can go first because you actually played in D1. I didn't. So.
I did, yes.
Oh yeah. So let's hear your thoughts on
Crota.
That's cool.
Crota was my favorite raid in D1, and
really, okay.
Yes,
Why?
because that is basically what me and my best friend did every week. Is we would go in and duo Crota every week.
Okay, that's cool.
I have like almost 100 clears of that raid, and I stopped playing like right when Taken King launched because of just like hockey and life stuff or whatever. But me and him would do duo Crota every week, and it just has sentimental value to me. So that's why it's my favorite raid in like Destiny. And what they changed in the raid, they made the raid so good. It's so good.
I wanted to comment on that as well too.
Like I love every change. Like, yeah, the chalice mechanic, it can take a little bit of time, but like I still think every mechanic change was phenomenal. And they made the raid not a joke anymore. Obviously, you can see that with the day one completions, which I loved watching it. It was good. Yeah. Now I love that raid even more.
I see. What about you, Purception? What were your thoughts on? So you didn't do
this is like,
D1
this
Crota,
is a new raid to Purception.
Yeah, it's a new raid to me. So I think it's a good raid. Obviously, it's still on the shorter side, like people mentioned, but it's still like a good raid. It's still like a raid. Some people mentioned, oh, it's like a dungeon. I still feel like it's a raid. It feels like a raid.
Absolutely. Here's the thing: is it used to be even shorter as well too. They really dragged out. They changed. So just to kind of clarify real quick, D1 Crota was borderline a strike. Like, let's be honest. Like, it was in that time and day and age, it was a dungeon. Like what a dungeon is now is what Crota was back then. Let's be honest. And now you have all this. You have all the same encounters, but all those encounters probably twice as long. They're not skippable unless you, of course, genuinely cheese. But like, you can't just jump up and swipe the sword over the bridge anymore. And then there's mechanics that now make you have to share this with your teammate, get a buff, then do this, then only this person can pick up that, and then the whole Ute encounter, that was just like an ad clear thing in D1. Yeah. Like, you just had to kill her before the end of the timer.
You could jump up top to that one section and literally just shoot down into her room and end the encounter.
Yeah,
you could literally do it in 20 seconds. You run out of the room.
She is now a boss.
Shoot her,
which is nice, and there's an actual encounter. So think about that, Perception. You think Crota's like short raid now? Like, it was worse in D1. So I'm with you on this. I think Crota's a fantastic raid, but go ahead and continue your
but yeah, as far I think it's a great raid. It's a lot of fun. I love the armor. I don't know how the armor looked. Like, there's two versions, right? This one was like the cooler one. The armor's really cool.
Yes.
The guns seem decent. Like I think the shotgun, the Strand shotgun's cool. I like it for like my Strand Titan 1-2 punch, but also has some good PvP rolls on there. Besides that, like the pulse is probably good. The rest are kind of whatever, but they look cool. And as far as like the day one experience, so I mentioned I do PvE, a lot of helps, GMs, raids, but a lot of times it's like normal raids. I don't have like a lot of people that are down to do like master raids. So I'm like skilled enough to do GMs. I feel like I do them pretty well. But as far as like the team I had, like we didn't even beat the first time through, and I think that's totally fine. I think the difficulty was like perfect. Some people wish it wasn't that hard, but the reason I say that is day one should be difficult like that. It's called contest mode, so not everybody should beat it. And we never practiced as a team. We kind of just threw some random people together to form our team. So like we shouldn't have beat it then. So it's perfect difficulty, I thought.
Awesome. We'll get into more of that as well too. So save your thoughts on difficulty and stuff for now. We'll get into that here in just a moment. What do you think, Luke? What were your thoughts?
So luckily I didn't have a chance to do like the full day. I haven't done like a full day one with a team since Vow, I don't think, just because I had a kid and he's a little baby, so I just don't have enough time to do like the full out, like 10-hour thing right now. I wish I could. But I was watching all day and it looked fun. But we did pop in, me and you, Maddox, with
we tried
with G Miners and Poner and two of his friends, and honestly think we could have beat the final. Like, we were just doing the boss, we were just doing Crota.
Yeah,
but it felt great. I love the feeling of it. It reminded me of Garden of Salvation contest mode, which was a really tough one. A lot of teams didn't finish that, but it feels like a real raid now. Like we're all saying, I think it's beautiful. It looks so good on my PC because I have like the most ridiculous PC ever. So it looks so freaking good on this PC. I love the armor. I don't really care for any of the weapons because Black Hammer's not in there. And then the encounters are cool. Like, I honestly didn't do it. I think I looked at whenever it sent me the email, like to show how many times you did it in D1. I think I only did it like 18 times or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't complete it very many times
because it just wasn't my. I came into I played Destiny 1 and then I didn't become a real Destiny 1 player until like right before the Taken King. So like I played those raids like CROTAS and VOG, but like I think that they're probably more special for the people that played them like right when they came out because they connected to the lore a little bit more. But I think it's fun. It's beautiful. I love the new like the way they made the encounters feel like an actual raid. Now Crota's still a joke, like you just destroy Crota like instantly, but outside of that, it was fun. Contest mode though, like I'm always going to say this every time I'm on the team of making contest mode an option to play whenever. Like, just let us play that difficulty. It's fun. It helps you actually like test your skills like to the max. Because I do master raids is like kind of close, but it's still really just like a bunch of champions and stuff. So I don't know. I'm a good job, Crota. We did it. What about you, Matt?
I enjoyed it, like you said, and we got to pop in there for maybe about 5 hours or so with just a random team, but we knew who the people were. It was just none of us have never really played
we
together.
Also could have finished it. Like if we would have played for like another hour.
You take away the fact that it was 2 a.m. and we definitely could have finished it. Like 2 a.m. on a fucking Saturday night where we're all just, or Friday night, I think it was Saturday night, and it was just like the team just disbanded because we just didn't get it in time, so but like you guys said, I'll save my thoughts on well, I guess we'll just roll right into it because
let's talk about contests. And
our next thoughts were what do we think about the difficulty of the CROTAS End raid? People, of course, back in D1 you could genuinely solo this raid, like the whole entire raid you could solo. I think the world record's like 7 or 8 minutes maybe, so you could literally just solo a raid in 7 minutes. Like, that's just not a thing anymore, So now you genuinely need what it's duo Crota is like the lowest thing I've seen. Like, you can duo Crota. Maybe I think you can trio flawless the whole thing. So like there are low mans available and stuff like that. I think I've heard around saying like it's not that hard. Like, there's a couple things that are difficult, but like the overall, like the low man difficulty of this raid is now pretty lackluster, which I don't even know what to think about that. I don't do low mans and stuff like that, but
I have been seeing some sarcastic tweets from people about it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
There must be
that
something
too.
happening.
But just in like the realm of day one difficulty, I think it was almost perfect, and I think that was kind of a very large majority of people think the same. Like, when we think about what a day one experience should be, like and this was like a reprise raid that took longer than a new raid. the previous raid of Ron being completed in what 2 hours and 45 minutes or so, something like that. And this raid itself, like the first clear wasn't until what?
I think it was 5 hours.
5 hours in, and then another however many hours after
to do this to the
get challenged. So like you took a raid where majority of people already knew how to do the raid because it was reprised, and it was almost twice as long as a new raid that no one's ever seen mechanics of and stuff like that before. So I think that's a dub in Bungie's books of like day one difficulty. And I hope like if Wrath ever comes back, like of course I hope they change, which they will, of course, they'll change that up, because I think that in itself is a really like mechanic heavy raid itself. So I'd be curious to see what they do about that. But overall, I do like Crota, and I think they implemented it very well. I just want to give Bungie, and I don't say this very often, but Bungie deserves praise for bringing back the absolute greatest armor sets in the history of the game.
Yeah, this armor's
the new Crota armor sets. The Age of Triumph Crota armor sets from D1 are now just your normal armor sets in this Crota raid, and they are gorgeous. I love every bit of it. I think it's by far the most, well sought after armor that we had in D1, where people always wanted that armor, especially in the Warlock. Oh my god, that shit is
it's
damn right sexy, dude. That shit is so cool. Like props to anybody that made that armor, and it looks even better on PC.
Yeah, the only thing they missed though was they didn't bring back Glowhoo.
That is a big thing as well too, because like there's like a flawless
shader is
there's a flawless shader now.
It is,
and if flawless shader was Glowhoo, I'd be on Crota.
I would have done flawless last week, bro.
I would be doing flawless instantly if it was Glowhoo, but
it's
some like diarrhea shader.
Yeah, it like gives you like a weird like
bloody diarrhea.
Yeah, it looks awful. Yeah, bloody diarrhea. That's a good way to put it.
Perception.
Yo, so wait. So what's Glowhoo for people who never played Destiny 1? Because I don't know what the freak you're talking about.
So it is a bright blue, like neon blue shader, that would like turn your character into like a lightning
sick,
bug.
dude.
It looks
so
absolutely sick.
Was it from the raid?
Yes, it was like your keyboard. Look at your keyboard behind you.
It was
that is what Glowhoo was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like that color.
That bright blue.
Like everybody wore it in D1.
It was like sinking feeling without the dark blue in it. If it was just everything light blue from the sinking feeling shader, because it was like it pulsed or something, didn't it?
I'm not sure if they had any type of like live effect.
But it was so good. It was so good. They probably could have put it in the game and had a live effect on it, and it would have been even better.
Yeah, like a lightning or something like that. That'd be sick. That'd be so sick. Oh, I would have loved that. Oh, that'd have been so much fun.
They almost did it, but they didn't,
They could have. Or even like a master shader, like complete master, you get Glowhoo. That'd be insane. But
and give us the sniper with the original
sniper's already in the game.
No, not the legendary version, please. I want the old Holy Trinity: Fatebringer, Black Hammer, Gallahorn, all three.
That would be sick. I mean, they could have brought it back just without that perk, right? I mean, they could have just brought the gun back.
It would be good.
Well, you wouldn't be complaining about it.
Because wait, what was the special perk on it?
So
if you
hit
precision hits, it reloaded your ammo constantly.
Oh, okay.
For infinity.
But it was back then. It did not take it out of your reserves.
No, you just
it just came out of thin air, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was OP. That's why. So like in D1, that was
the
Holy Trinity for the longest time. At a certain point of D1, people would only run Fatebringer, Black Hammer, and Gallahorn.
I mean, that's fine. That sounds good.
You run those three things, you could do anything.
Yeah. But now you have Whisper of the Worm, which is the same damn thing.
And it's not. It's in the heavy slot, and it's exotic.
Well, it's the same damn thing.
So does it look like it pretty much?
Yeah.
It looks exactly like
it was. Whisper of the Worm is Black Hammer, but they just made it a heavy exotic.
Yeah.
But
it has just like the same. You just think of a sniper with the same like bones on it. Like that's all it was. Whisper of the Worm looks a tad bit different, but it's exact.
But Whisper of the Worm is a remake of the first remake of the Black Hammer.
Exactly.
Which was the first secret exotic mission ever in Destiny 1, right? Which was I don't remember
Black Spindle.
Black Spindle, yeah.
Yeah.
There was just a random day that on a random mission, if you went one way, it opened up this crazy hard thing, and if you beat it, you got Black Spindle. That was the coolest thing ever. Sorry, I know that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but
Yeah.
that was so fun.
Well, I want to hear your thoughts on Purception because you, Wallzer, unfortunately, you were talking about, of course, Wallzer got married, so he didn't do day one. What were your thoughts on just the difficulty itself? You talked about a little bit before just now about how your team was just almost not like LFGs, but like a team that was freshly put together, that you guys don't really have much chemistry together. So
yeah, a couple of people who I play with here and there, and then it's just people I'd never really play with. I mean, we got to CROTA, and
how long did it take you to get to CROTA?
I don't think it wasn't too crazy. I thought we went through it pretty good, faster than like not like speedrun people or day one racer people, but like other people that I'm friends with. Like I feel like we went through it faster than other.
Okay.
Yeah, you had a bunch of viewers at one point, right? I thought I saw.
Oh, bro. Oh, dude.
Or was that not real?
Okay. No, that was real, bro.
He was
juicing. No, it sucks, dude. Okay. First of all, it was because Bungie
sucks having 400
Bungie
viewers.
needs to do more emblems. Okay. No, it does. Okay. Two things. Bungie needs to do more emblems, like where people watch your streams, because then I'll get more viewers, and that's just cool. But every time my stream's going well, my upload will just tank. I look up at OBS and it's like red box, like 0 upload.
No.
Like, oh, what the frick? So there's like probably all these people who I'm like telling like, hey, just watch the stream. You can go eat your sandwich or whatever, and you'll get your emblem. All those people who, my stream comes back on, half of them are gone, And it happened like 3 times. My internet was jacking up that day. So
that's awful.
And I popped in to see how you're doing, and there's like 300 people watching. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
he
it was
must be getting, he must be going faster than a bunch of people.
I don't know. I think they just want the emblem. It's because my TikTok following, I could say, like, yo, this is the emblem. This is how you get it. By the way, I'll be live.
Just tell them every single time you're live, you might get an emblem. So just come watch.
I should do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. So yeah, as far as difficulty, I think it might have been it's probably still a long time to get to CROTA though. It's probably 8 hours still, 6 hours. I don't know. It was 7 hours, maybe. Wait. Our issue is people like would leave. So it was like 7:30. It was 7:30 Central Time, so it'd be 8:30 your time. It was the first time that someone had to leave. That's a long story, and then from there it was cycling people through, and I wished we had a friend tell us they were gonna like pretty much spy on other people's streams and figure out how it's supposed to go, and they basically flaked out. And so like we got CROTA to last stand, but we're stupid. We're tired. Just like early in the morning, our brains aren't working, But we should have like left health before final stand, and we didn't. We pushed it it was way too much health. We didn't have enough ammo or supers. I don't know why. We were stupid. It was just late in the night, But if we would have told someone like telling us like, yo, final stand's no joke. You need to like just leave a little health, make sure you get full ammo, full supers. We would have definitely beat it for sure, hands down, because we were grooving, we were in a flow. But once we got the final stand and we threw, it was downhill from there. It was too late in the day, and I actually had to go out of town the next day, so I was gone like all day long. And it wasn't until like late at night on Saturday we tried again. It was no hope at that point.
But you said you ended up finishing CROTA or no?
Oh no, we didn't.
You just made it to CROTA.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
We should have beat CROTA. We could have beat CROTA.
Like that's still a feat in itself. So
yeah,
that's awesome. So you didn't complete it. Me and Bearded Luke didn't complete it,
and we didn't even like do anything. We just did the CROTA CP like on
I mean,
contest.
But still, like we
wanted necro.
5
that's
hours.
Reason we
yeah, we really just wanted. That's a big thing as well too. Props. This is probably one of the most successful day one raids I think they've ever had. You think about it. Like you have the best armor set come out. The weapons are still very good in themselves. Also, if you beat day one CROTA, you automatically got the Necrochasm. The raid exotic. Like how was that? Like that is insanely good, and like props to Bungie because they finally like dropped a raid that was worth completing on day one. You don't just get some bullshit emblem, no one cares
which half people
emblem.
didn't even get because it bugged out.
Yeah, there was a big bug as well too with it. You don't even get the emblem if you completed it. Like if you traded with him, it bugged and you didn't get the emblem. Like other than that, CROTA probably by far one of the best and most successful like day one raids I think they've had.
Absolutely.
And it was bugged out where you could still like do a normal and get Necrochasm in the first like hour or so.
I know
Yeah.
we missed out on that.
And I blame Novers because helping do damage tests on freaking the Death Singer instead of beating Crota. And I was like, we could have beat Crota and I could have got Necrochasm.
Yeah,
we were literally playing when it was bugged.
It's annoying too because now we have to get the 20 of those essences or whatever to get it.
But
how many do you guys have?
I have 10.
I only have 9, I think. 9 or 10.
I have 9.
I have 10, and then once you get it, if you want the catalyst, you have to get 15 more. And it's like
Catalyst
not
isn't
guaranteed
that
to
good.
get them. Like there's no guaranteed way to get them. They're just random. So
It's
that's
a
the only thing
guarantee.
coming.
You get one guarantee on your first run on your account.
That's
After that, it's
stupid, bro.
random.
So no matter what, like even if you have the worst luck ever, it's gonna take you 15 whole weeks to get just the catalyst for the gun I'm never gonna use.
I mean, the catalyst is outlaw. The catalyst is outlaw, and the perk literally reloads the gun for you.
Yeah,
it's borderline pointless.
I've done a lot of.
Imagine if it just like gave you like persistence or I don't know, something that actually makes sense.
Yeah, right.
What were you saying, Perception?
I mean, I wish they just increased the drop rate or something because I've done a lot of streams on helping people on Twitch this week. I've only gotten one extra besides the free one that they give you.
Wow.
Well, have you
so you can 12,
do
but I got
the challenges as well too, and or the triumphs and get
most
more
of mine
as
are from the triumphs I've been doing because I have all the challenges almost done. Well,
that's
not
true.
the weekly ones, but the ones you can get now.
So once Master goes live, we'll get a few more.
Perception. When Master goes live,
I'm
hitting you up because it's hard to find Master gamers, to be honest with you.
I'll do it.
And I have to do it every week because I got to do the challenge each week for the seal.
Yeah, nice invite, man.
So all 4 of us, we're gonna do Master. Okay,
I'm down.
Sure.
We'll get 2
I'm
gamers in chat. I'm just kidding.
I want to also talk about I have a tier list for us to do, by the way. I found one. I originally did not, but I have 2 extra talking points I want to add because we kind of blew through some talking about Crota pretty quicker than I expected.
It's because it's not very controversial. Like everybody liked it.
It's not. It's really not. Like I feel like this was much more successful and like not really many people hated it. Like I feel like it was very good. And maybe that's the hot take. I don't know.
The most controversial part is Glow who's not in it. Like,
yeah, right. And we're all just like, just put the fucking
Perception don't even know what
already.
that is. So
yeah. But one thing I want to talk about a little bit, and I also have a hot take as well too. You guys kind of already talked about it a little bit, but I have one. And I want to talk about Iron Banner. The reason is because that's exactly what it is, Wallzer. It's fucking sleeper. Like
I'm taking the week off.
What do y'all think about that? Like, so we're gonna switch to a little bit of PvP talk here as well too, because PvP is still in the game. This is not just a PvE game. Okay, sorry to break it to you. But Iron Banner, when it's out, you don't get any trials on the weekend. I feel like a lot of us really like to play trials, really like to play that side of PvP. And so they also didn't have trials on the day 1 raid. So we've been 2 weeks without Trials of Osiris, one of the most coveted game modes in probably any video game FPS shooter, in my opinion. What are y'all's thoughts on Iron Banner right now? The game modes that they give us, the loot that they give us, and just the fact that like that's our weekly event and stuff like that.
It's terrible.
There you go.
The game modes are so bad. Also, you can go. I just wanted to add that in.
Okay.
Go for it. It's
I mean, yeah, I agree with the game modes. I mean, I miss a time where you just get in Banner and it's just the what would you call it? Like domination style, like
control. It was control.
Just control. Yeah, normal Iron Banner. I like that.
OG was control, yeah.
But I used to always whenever Iron Banner was out, I'd be hyped, and I played all week long. And this is the first week where I did play a little bit, maybe this morning or yesterday a little bit, but that's like a whole week went by where I didn't even touch it. I had no desire to do it.
Yeah, there's no good loot. They introduced weapons that aren't good. Well, the bow's okay for PvE and PvP, but like
it's reprised.
It's reprised. Both weapons are reprised. They remade the guiding sight was a kinetic scout that they just made strand and gave new perks, but like there's no good loot in Iron Banner right now. Like Roar the Bear people wanted because it got demo and Vorpal, I think it was, and that gun is useless now that we have Apex craftable. The strand fusion is it was the only strand fusion until this season, and it It's not even that good for PvE. It's okay in PvP, I think. I don't really use it. There's no real good loot in Iron Banner right now. Like, there's no SMG in there, right? And SMGs are reigning supreme. Is there even a hand cannon? I don't think so.
I don't think
those
so.
all got taken out, and the only hand cannon I think in Iron Banner was the 180.
I thought it was a 140. There was
a 120
arc.
steady hand as well too.
They had steady hand. Yeah, bring that back.
Yeah,
bring that back. Get SBMM out, because that's what ruins it for 99% of people is skill based, and it ruins most of the Crucible. Which, don't even get me started on that. I hate skill based matchmaking so much. But if they remove skill based matchmaking, go back to connection based, get rid of all these game modes. Like Eruption was cool in concept, but on big maps, which is like 95% of the maps in the game, you're going to go on a streak and then the enemy's going to spawn across a map and you're going to die before you reach it. So that game mode kind of gets annoying at times. While it was fun to start, but after everyone started to realize that you had to be constantly going back and forth across the map, and at some points people just wouldn't fight you and wait for you to explode, that kind of took the fun out of it. What's Fortress? Is that the name of this mode that we have?
I couldn't even tell you what that shit is, to be honest.
I thought it was going to be so sick. They made it seem like it was going to be Hardpoint from Call of Duty, and it just turned to be dog shit, quite honestly. Like, it's so boring. They just need to go back to, I mean, Clash would be fine. I would be fine with Clash and Iron Banner.
I just think it's so, like, I'm blanking on all my words tonight.
Boring?
It's so complicated than it should be. So much more complicated than it should be. Iron Banner back in D1 was borderline perfect. And I say this because you had access to, you had to play like a certain amount of games, you had to complete a certain amount of bounties to get the access to the weapons for the week, right? And the weapons that they brought were random, which is kind of cool in my opinion, because like, oh, I really hope he brings the Clever Dragon this week. Woo! Like, I really hope, like, or the new weapons that they brought out, like those were available for you to get. You had to complete your bounties, and those bounties, not only did they give you a shit ton of legendary marks back then, like that was what we were seeking back then, but they gave you a bunch of rep and stuff like that. Like Iron Banner bounties, you guys used to save them for you know, the next season and stuff like that for all the experience. Like they give you a shit ton of experience. They could give you a crap ton of materials now that our weapons are pay to be crafted. Like, give us like 15 or 20 enhancement cores or something like that, or 50. Fuck, I need enhancement cores. Okay,
yeah, I do too.
Give me 50, please.
Yeah, we really missed out on.
I've been crafting so much shit.
We could have had thousands of enhancement cores because of that glitch that happened.
I know,
an ally.
Yes, but I just think my overall point here is that Iron Banner itself is just way too complicated when it can be such a simplistic game mode. But that simplicity can make it more fun. You know, just give us a control map where we go in there and it's certain things, this and that. Maybe Iron Banner weapons, they have that perk now. Whenever you have whenever you have all three zones, they start to glow red, and their rate of fire, I think, is like increased or something like that, or their reload speed and handling is increased. Like, that's cool as shit. Like, make our armor catch on fire if we have a 5 kill streak or something like that. I don't know. We don't need this whole blow up if you're doing good type shit. Just make it simple. Give us the armor and the loot that we're searching for, and give us access to all of it. Like, the best ornaments aren't even, they brought all these ornaments back, and the best ones that they've ever made aren't returned. They haven't returned, unlike all the other ones.
Yep.
It can be such a rewarding experience, but they just are doing it wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah. I used to love Iron Banner weeks. I used to be
it was my
so hyped.
Shit, dude.
It was like, and then I think it was like Witch Queen is when they made all these Iron Banner changes. Like, as soon as skill-based matchmaking came in, it became unfun. Because you can't play with your friends. And if you do, you're going to get paired up against
6 stacking warlords. Yeah,
exactly.
The World Cup of PvP. I don't play Iron Banner unless, so like the second that there was no more Pinnacle cap anymore, I stopped playing Iron Banner.
Yep.
Like, that was what Iron Banner was for every season for me, was just another way to get a Pinnacle because you could get like 4 per character or whatever.
Yep.
And they did that thing where if you did 4 matches, you'd get one, and then you do 4 more matches, you get one, and then it would like start stacking, and then your XP would go up. And I think I did it a whole bunch the first season that there was a seal for it. Some completionist. So I had to
the Iron Lord seal. Yeah,
I had to get the seal that one time.
That's when they introduced Rift the first time.
Yeah, so
and Disjunction.
You're right about Iron Banner I feel like Iron Banner came around a lot less in D1, so it was always a little bit more special. I wish it would come out like
it was once a month.
Like I kind of wish it came out like twice a season or something like really crazy where it's really important that you're there that week. Because right now it's just like an extension of just regular Crucible. Like it's like, to me, it's just Crucible but green and brown. So
yeah, pretty much.
I know that if they added like say they added a new set of weapons that could be crafted, then that adds a new thing, right? So that maybe there's a reason, because like I just have all these stupid Iron Banner weapons that I don't use. Like if I could just have 4 of them that I know are crafted and are nice, then I'd probably have more incentive to get in there. And what if you could get them to drop as red borders like from completing matches? Like that would be
right.
Yeah.
But right now, kind of just like Iron Banner. This always happens to Iron Banner. It's fun, and then it just gets put off to the side. It's just like this thing that's there that like people don't really like. I kind of feel like that's where it's at right now.
Well, also the point as well too is like they take away trials on the weekend as well too. For what?
Yeah, why don't we just leave trials in? Why the heck do you gotta?
What is the point of that? People are still gonna play Iron Banner if they want to.
Yes, there's a million people that'll click it that don't even know what it is, and they'll just think it's control. Like.
I mean, I'm fine with them leaving taking out trials if Iron Banner was enjoyable.
If it was worth it, yeah.
If it was an enjoyable experience.
I'm right there with you on that as well too.
Yeah, I every week now, like every big streamer that plays PvP, it's like, oh, Iron Banner's here, I can take a week off. Like you see Jake tweeting like, hey, can I get these Iron Banner dates so I can go on vacation? Like,
well,
that just goes to show you how
that's important for me too.
Boring the mode is.
Yeah, with the whole Trials of Tribulations thing that I'm doing, like the game show, it's important because I have to schedule. I mean, obviously, Bungie's not going to cater to just Maddox, the one and only. No, but like it'd be cool to like know when Iron Banner's coming out so you can, plan stuff, because people are their whole, lifeline on Twitch and Destiny is Trials carries and different stuff like that. Like it'd be nice to know whenever, your content's going to diminish a little bit for the week. But,
yep.
What about you, Purception? What are your thoughts on just Iron Banner as a whole? And if you have ways that would make it, what would Iron Banner need to be for you to play it every time it comes out as well?
I like just that control game mode. It was nice the urgency of defending your points and like capping all 3 points to lock them down. Hear the wolves roar. You're gonna get extra points on the kills. I just like that mode. Is my favorite mode. And then of course the loot incentive has to be there. So I kind of agree with Beer Luke there, where the crafted weapons, if they had those in there, even though maybe I don't even like the guns as a completionist, not a full completionist, but enough where I'd want to get the guns that have them crafted. That would definitely get me in there for sure.
You think about it, there's not a single like crafting is not in PvP at all. If you guys think about it, there's not a single weapon you can go into PvP to get.
It's such an easy thing to add. For incentive to go play it. Like, I'll play and maybe I'll get a red border.
You have people out here grinding Dares of Eternity for 30 fucking hours to get a red border for a shotgun. And what are they going to do with that shotgun?
Use in PvP.
Play it with PvP. Yeah. Why can't we play PvP? Iron Banner, Trials, different stuff like that to get these crafted weapons as well too that we're going to use in PvP as well.
Could you imagine if they made Ignis Hammer craftable?
Could be fantastic.
People would.
I'm all for crafting everything. I would do anything to make everything craftable so that I could have more vault space.
I agree. I had a tweet a while back that was talking about how like crafting is like ruin the loot incentive and stuff like that for this. But if everything was craftable, then that would be great. You get your god rolls and move on. But the fact that like there's other weapons that we're grinding for that are just still RNG whenever there's crafting somewhere else, why would I go and get that weapon whenever there's a better weapon that I can go do a strike for and get that crafted instead whenever it's obviously going to be better, Yep. If we, I just back to loot incentive. Every single week we always talk about this, where it's like, give us a reason to play the damn game, But back to on track here about Iron Banner. You give us the fusion you were talking about. Wallzer's not that great in PvE, or whatever. But imagine if it was.
Exactly.
Imagine you crafted that bitch and it was the greatest strand fusion in the game.
Dude,
where would people be? It would be
exactly.
in fucking Iron Banner playing the goddamn video game.
That's what I'm saying about Trials. That GL, bro, if that Trials weekend is going to be crazy because of that strand GL. Yeah. That thing gets some insane perks. It gets envious bait and switch, I think, is what it is.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that are going to be playing Trials for that PvE role is going to be incredible. Same with Igneous Hammer, but that's for PvP. But if you make good PvE weapons and put them in PvP, people are going to play PvP to get those PvE weapons. And then if you do the same thing in PvE, if you put good PvP weapons in PvE, people play that to use them in PvP.
Yeah, then you're just crossing streams at that point.
Exactly.
Well, let me I accidentally exited out of this tier maker that we were gonna do, so don't yell at me.
I will yell at you.
I do want to ask you guys one more thing here about Iron Banner. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and type at the same time.
Well, PSA about Iron Banner. If you don't want to play Iron Banner, but you want some decent weapons like the bow and the scout, the rolls at what the frick? What's that dude's name again? Saladin? Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Okay, the bow's not the best, but it's Pugilist and like Dragonfly. Or wait, is it Firefly? There's Dragonfly, right?
Dragonfly.
Yeah. So he has that, and then the scout is Demolitionist and that new like precision perk. It's not like a god roll per se, but maybe it's decent. Yeah, it's a ranged masterwork, and it's pretty easy to get that rank.
Yeah, no, you can get the bow in like 3 games because I watched Amps do it at my house.
I think it's like rank 7 for the scout. I'm a fan of Demolition.
It's rank 4 for the bow and then rank 7 for the scout. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that bow's okay. I think it's gonna be decent in PvE because it does get Dragonfly, Vorpal, Golden Tricorn. So I think it'll be decent.
So I really wasn't gonna play Iron Banner at all until I looked at the vendor. I was like, okay, I'll just play a few games to get those quick guns.
Exactly.
So the Demolitionist on there. I was like, all right, let's get it.
Exactly.
Okay. I got this pulled up whenever you guys are ready. Let me share.
I'm ready. I was born ready.
So we've talked a lot about PvP just now, but we're going to kind of switch the ropes again back over here to PvE. And so as you guys know, we do a tier list just about every single episode. We do some type of game, whether it's a tier list, trivia, or some type of other shit. So today we are going to have a Destiny raid boss tier list.
Ooh, boss tier list. I like that.
This is all of our final bosses in Destiny. It's even all the way up to Nezarec. There's one more underneath this, and it's Valkor from the raid layer. So if you guys are watching, you guys can go on with us, and we are going to go about putting each boss. This is Destiny 1 bosses and Destiny 2 bosses. So if it lands on you, we go in order based off where the stream put us. So in Purception, you'll go first, Wallzer second, Maddox third, and Bearded Luke fourth. You give us your thoughts and put it wherever you want to be, and then we're either going to argue that that's not correct or it is correct. So Perception, you can you guys want to go in order, or do you want to just pick one and put it somewhere?
We could just go in order of how it shows up.
Okay, so the first one. Oh, so if you haven't done it, then
that's Wrath, isn't it?
We'll move on. So that's Wrath the Machine. It's Axis. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yes.
So
it's Axis.
Perception. If you have not done this, then we will give you another one. So
I'm just gonna go straight up and put legit Riven on S tier.
I like that.
Okay, that'll be your first pick. We'll do that. We'll let you have that one because I feel like that's an obvious one. I feel. All right, we'll let you have that one because I don't have any dispute on that one. That's obviously one of the best raid encounters in the history of the game. So
I completely agree.
I've never done it legit still.
It's such a fun encounter.
About this, Luke.
We've talked about it on multiple different podcasts that I haven't done this. One day.
That encounter is my favorite encounter in the game.
It's lovely. Do you know what's a lot of fun? Real quick, I'll tell you a quick little story. A while back, I did a raid race against Mr. Above, and we had to do legit Riven. We had to do all the raids in back to back to back. And just the absolute intensity one has in a raid race in legit
I can
Riven
imagine.
it's like a contact high you get like from just the adrenaline running through your body when you're doing that raid encounter. It's hilarious. So great pick, Perception. That was an obvious S tier. So Wallzer, if you've done Axis D1 Wrath Machine, where would you put? Okay.
Haven't done it. Haven't done it.
Then give us one. We'll just pick whichever one we want to put there.
Do you even play this game? I thought you made money playing this game.
I didn't start playing this game until Splicer, but I'll go Rulk S tier.
Wow.
And he is the first moving boss. Because you couldn't just stand in a well in one spot and shoot him, right? You had to move around. He would come in, kick your ass. Not to mention, that raid is amazing. That final boss area is so cool. The lore behind it all, the lore behind him being like the first of his kind or whatever, so cool. His attacks, super dope. I just think that entire raid is so cool, and that boss is like one of my favorite bosses in the game.
I don't put it S, but I think it's A.
Okay.
I think it's A. I think
I'll take A.
I think like he's not S because after day one he was a fucking joke. You could sit in a well and you could shoot him, but day one experience, this guy was a fucking mean ass.
Yeah,
like that was tough. I like his aesthetic as well too. He looks like he looks like something that you would never even think was in Destiny.
Yeah.
You know, now that we have like the Tormentors and like Nezarec and we see like the Witness and stuff that they do, like now it makes sense. But like when Val first came out, I didn't know a lot of the lore about it. I'm like, dude, that's the final boss. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, when he comes out of his cocoon, and he just drops down, like that shit was so cool.
Yeah, I do like it. All right, Mr. Luke. Or it's me. I'm up. Okay.
Yeah.
You can actually do the first one. Now.
I can do the first one. So Axis, this is the Wrath Machine in
Destiny 1.
I'm gonna put this A. I'm gonna put this A because I don't think it's as good as legit Riven.
Dude. It's harder than D2 raids. Like than all
it
of
is.
them.
It absolutely is. I'm gonna put it A because simply it's not as good. It's not legit Riven good, but it's like right underneath that. Like I would go do Wrath Machine tomorrow if I could, you know. And the aesthetic, I love Siva. Siva's probably one of my most favorite thing in the Destiny like universe. And like of course that whole raid just being Siva-fied. And you have this like it's almost like Taniks on steroids type vibe to him, like where Taniks thought he's this badass, but then there's really like there's Axis, and you just you have you also have the like world the blaster cannons from the stuff as well too that you get to do damage with. So that was really cool. Like seeing something outside of your weapons do a lot of DPS was really neat. So any objections?
No, but I do have a quick hot take on my Vowed the Disciple one.
Okay.
If we didn't have to play Overwatch at the start of that raid, it would be one of the best in the game.
Yeah,
if they didn't have the payload, that raid would be.
Or if the payload just like never stopped, it would have been better.
Or if it just went faster or was just removed, that raid would be like one of the best in the game.
I agree.
Oh, it should go faster and more enemies.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that. Mr. Luke, you're up, my friend. Where are we headed?
We're gonna.
This is Eater of the Worlds.
D. The worst freaking raid layer of all time.
So this is just the boss encounter. Just remember that, guys. This is only boss encounter.
This boss stupid. I hated it.
From what I watched,
this guy was soloable with with Whisper the Worm. By the way,
I believe it. Yeah,
or Sleeper. I think it was. I think it was Sleeper.
Dumb. Yeah.
Like that's awful.
I hate that. I hate this boss and this raid. So D. No one can object. It sucks.
Yeah, there's no objections. I'm sorry. If you like Eater of Worlds final boss, then you just don't like Destiny, I guess. All right, Mr. Perception, back to you, my friend. We have we'll consider this the D2 version of Atheon.
Shoot, man. That's a good fight though. That's a good boss situation there. I'll just go A tier on that one.
Okay. I have an objection.
I would probably put it B tier personally.
Yeah, I would
but
put it
That's why
lower.
I was kind of debating
would
there.
put it
yeah.
lower than Axis.
I'd put it S tier.
Really? Why do you have that in really?
First raid boss ever.
Yeah,
and
that's
some
true.
Sick mechanics.
Yeah, the mechanic. That's why the
mechanics are pretty cool.
And it's like not super easy. I mean, now it is, but like it wasn't for a long time.
I think I don't like this raid this raid final boss because if there's like someone that has absolutely no clue what they're doing, they can genuinely just sit somewhere and not do that. You know, like
oh, that's true.
Like there's room. I like final boss encounters where like everybody's counted on, you know, like in legit Riven, like you have 3 people on each side. One of them has to read, one of them has to go dunk, the other person has to keep the other people alive because there's shit ton of ads everywhere. You know, there's snipers, like you have jobs and stuff like that. With Atheon, like you can tell someone like just stay on this plate, dude. Like stay on the plate.
Well, you can literally have people jump off the map to start who you don't want to be pulled in.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. So
that's
like,
true.
There's manipulation where like someone doesn't have to do anything and you sit in a well and you shoot rockets.
I agree, but I don't think that has anything to do with the funness of a boss.
Yeah, the boss room's like amazing looking.
It is.
How
it is
very
the literal vault of glass. Like that was very sick to see. And
but like it's always S tier for me because it's the first raid I ever did in any video game. So
yeah,
it's just always
very
special.
Sentimental value. I understand. I understand. Yep. All right, Mr. Wallzer, did you ever do OG Callus Leviathan?
Nope.
All right, well, give us your D2 Crota.
D2 Crota?
Don't do it.
I'm dead ass gonna put that in like A tier.
Okay, I accept.
Were you gonna?
I'm okay with that.
Were you scared he was gonna put S tier?
I thought that bitch was gonna put S tier, bro.
No, A tier, A tier. It's so much better now.
He just puts all of them at S tier, bro.
Yep, everything's S tier. I love this game so much.
That's totally your personality, though. Honestly,
goodness.
Wallzer can find fun in this game when it sucks.
I try to. I
agree with it. I think the reprisal, like we talked about all this podcast so far, has been fantastic. I truly think that they did a great job of making everybody, you know, have some type of job, whether it's the Enlightenment, whether it's take care of the boomers, or being the sword bearer, and you get to beat the fuck out of them with a sword instead of just shooting your Gallahorn. Like
you don't have to shoot back and wait for the sword bearer to do damage.
He's much tankier as well too. You don't just, you know, all right, 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 get him down, and then you do damage with his sword. You take a shield down with his sword, and then you beat the fuck out of him with yours. So that's I like it. I think that like we talked about earlier, they did a great job reprising it. It's not legit Riven, and I mean I didn't put Val in S, but I think overall,
you can move it if you want.
A good one. No, you put it there. You put it there.
I love that. I love the look of it. I did it not mainly off mechanics, but like also the look.
And Crota's arena is beautiful.
Oh, like, so nice.
Absolutely gorgeous.
It is beautiful. That's a good throne world.
Absolutely.
True.
Love it. All right, I'm gonna be the hot take of the century here, and I think I'll keep this A.
Were you gonna put that S? Were you about to put that S?
I was going to.
Drugs if you think that's S.
I was going to.
Yikes.
And the reason for this is because this was the first raid that like I ever like went in blind and completed. Because I never really did. I was carried through you know, King's Fall and whatchamacallit, Vogue, all of them. I got carried through all the D1 raids. I never knew what I was doing, and eventually, you know, could do it. But I never went in like blind in any of those raids. Leviathan was the first one I ever went in with my squad, like from my D1 squad, like my raid clan and everything like that. We went into Leviathan. It took us 3 weeks to beat this raid.
Damn.
3 weeks we went at it, bro. And just the absolute sentimental value of this raid and me, like the way we beat it, I could tell you, like I could make a fucking movie about it, bro. Like it was like cinematic the way that we beat
bro. I bet
Leviathan.
I respect the effort into it. 3 weeks.
3 weeks,
insane.
like of us just like, all right, can we play on Tuesday night? And yeah, we tried it and we couldn't beat it. And then of course it reset, so we had to like we had to get back up to Callus, and then we didn't know what we were doing. And
I respect it.
This was back whenever like Cold Heart was the DPS strat.
Oh, really?
And like some people like didn't have Cold Heart, so we were like, bro, you have to get Cold Heart this week. Please get it. Like our damage is almost there. It was so funny. So
yeah, I love that raid. It was obviously, like I said, I never played Destiny 1, so I did do that raid, and did it one time. It was through LFG. It took us like 4 hours, and I think it was maybe 1 or 2 guys knew what they were doing. The rest of us were being taught. And we all were getting involved with the mechanics, learning them, and then even so, it was my first Destiny raid, but I used to play World of Warcraft, so I did a few raids for that game. So I used to be like a team captain on like a paintball team. So like I kind of took lead on a LFG team that was not even my team. And someone's like mic went out, and they're the person in the dog room that was supposed to call out the calls. And no one in the team thought to like, obviously that person has to be on a different role now. But no one spoke up. I'm like, hey, someone has to take that dude's job. And then it was just a lot of fun just getting involved in all that and beating it.
And then whenever like the master version or the legend version came out, like the fact that like also the mechanics changed, and that back then there was no champions. So like the fact that the master version of this like had you doing different things instead of just like harder difficulty, more champions type shit. Like that was really cool as well too, because that kind of brings you back to the D1 days where like hard mode, there was like a couple extra knights that you had to take care of that spawned in King's Fall, or you had to do a different rotation in this, or you could only kill this in this certain sequence type deal. So the fact that the harder version of this was genuinely harder because other people had to learn more skills was just better in my opinion. So that's the whole raid, but the final boss fight itself was really cool. I just like the rotating plates, and just the fact that you figured out he was a fucking robot after a while was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Mr. Luke, you have Crown of Sorrow. This is Galron's final boss.
This is a good boss. Dang, man. Shoot, what am I gonna put Galron in? Probably A.
Damn,
we are loading up A tier.
Yeah, we are.
It's a really good boss. This boss is hard.
I think this is S tier, bro. I truly think this is one of the best final encounters. Like
I wanted to say S tier, but I'm careful about S tier because it's like the hardest flawless I've done other than Riven.
It is one of, dude. You have quite literally a buddy system. You and your buddy, you have to kill ads. You have to get this rotation down with the crystal, and then you have to kill the one guy has to kill the hands while the other guy's like doing it's just there's so much shit going on where everybody does have to do their own job. Again, that's why I like the other one is everybody has a job and you have to do your job or you will not succeed. And you get a cool raid exotic from the end as well too, the Terror boss. So
true.
I liked it. I think this is one of the best final encounters that anybody could do. I mean,
I've never done it.
The thing is, as well as I think you could, if you ended up getting the boss, you could one phase him. And that was back in the day whenever you put on your Luna faction boots and you could just mountaintop the shit out of everything.
It was
and
when
mountaintop
for you.
Yes, you can use your Spike Nades GL back then. That shit was fantastic. I love that shit.
Yeah, that was a good time. I liked that raid.
I never did it.
Here for me.
Maybe if it comes back, you can do it, Wallzer.
Yeah. I'd love to try. I'd love to do all these raids. I low-key almost went back into D1 and started playing like the week before the season
if you're
ended.
on PlayStation, I'm there.
If you ever get bored, like genuinely bored and have nothing to do content-wise, you should go just try to play Destiny from the start because that would be super fun. I'd watch all the content from that.
You would love it. Absolutely love it.
Like D1 from the start?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I played from launch up until Taken King. I finished the Taken King campaign and never did the raid. And I didn't play D1 after that.
You quit at the worst time.
Literally.
I know.
Like that was
like
when
Destiny
bro.
got good.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
Oh my lord.
Maybe
all right,
if I ever get bored enough.
NHL player. All right, give him a break.
Perception. This one we're going back to. Is this Perception?
Yep.
Yes. So this is
that's Nezzy, isn't it?
Scourge of the Past.
I never did that, man.
Okay, well then give us one of the other ones then, damn it.
Okay, so I've done the freaking
Nezarec, D2 Oryx.
Okay,
you have
I'm gonna go
Guard of Salvation, Tanix, and then Valkor.
I'm putting Nezarec on a C tier.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
I can agree.
I agree.
Yeah,
I can agree. 2 people ran, everybody killed ads. You can get the thing. It was and then you could just absolutely annihilate them. Like this raid was a joke.
It really was.
The final boss was a joke.
Normally I like to do like Sherpas for like raids. I did it for like I started doing a lot more for like Vault of Glass and Vow and King's Fall. And I only have 25 clears in that raid. I just was completely bored. I don't think I helped. Like, I don't think I did one like legit Sherpa raid on my stream for that raid.
Yeah, that raid.
I was just so bored of it.
And I will say, I mean, the loot incentive wasn't there for me as well too. Like I don't really
outside of conditional.
Yeah, I mean, literally, but I got it on my first clear, so I was like, I'm good.
Literally never have to load back in.
We're chilling.
I will say the trace rifle was rifle and the auto rifle are actually decent. But
auto rifle is good. I use it.
Auto rifle is good.
I don't even have one.
It's very good.
I have
I don't care enough to get it.
Yeah, right. All right, Wallzer, this is you. This is Scourge of the Past. Have you done that?
Never done it.
God bless America.
Dudes don't play this game.
All right,
just kidding.
D2 King's Fall. If you give this shit anything other than the S, I will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to put it in S tier.
Okay,
but
thank you, Lord.
That is the best boss in any.
I have.
He's
not much else to say other than you better be glad you said.
Who's that? Who's that?
Oryx. Dutall.
Oh yeah,
Destiny 2 Oryx. King's Fall.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Without a doubt,
it's just such a cool boss fight.
Yeah.
Like he's such a cool boss in general, and the boss fight is just one of the boss room also is so sick. Yeah,
and they remind me what the changes were. They had like there's a lot of changes.
You damage. You actually shoot him now to do damage. Before it wasn't it? You damage with like the explosions.
Yes. So now the explosions stun him, and you have to do damage. Like there's actual damage to it now. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. As much as I love Garden of Salvation,
fuck this boss.
This boss is.
Bro, that's not a D tier.
It is.
Drugs. That's a fun. That's a fun boss.
No, it's not.
Explain to me why it's not fun.
It's not a fun boss.
Because here's my issue with it.
Like doing hard stuff in Destiny.
I like. So I'm gonna kind of like backtrack a little bit here because I like when people are given jobs and they know what to do and stuff like that. This is a raid where people do have to do stuff, but the fact that it just gets fucked up so much, like someone didn't grab enough motes. Someone doesn't know how to build. There's no platforms to stand on, guys. We need to build this shit. And they're like, I got motes and this and that. And someone pull me. Oh my god, pull me now.
The mechanics are
something sacrificing. I don't have light.
They're sacking, and then it's time for damage, and no one's in the right freaking spot, and then no one knows how to stun him and stuff like that. I feel like this is
just played this with bad people.
That too. That might be. I mean, that might be the case. So. It's a D tier in my mind. I hate this.
He also bugs out.
That too. It's a very buggy raid. Mr. Luke, you have Tanix.
Get this mother.
Tanix is getting D.
Good.
Ooh,
good.
Okay.
I love the raid, but man, I hate Tanix.
It's rough.
It's not even hard.
I'm giving it a D because it sucks, but also because this is the first day one that I was going to complete, and it was 6 a.m. and I work at a church, so I had to go work at the church at 6 a.m. Someone else took my spot, and they finished it 2 hours later. So my whole team that stayed together for the whole entire almost 24 hours finished it except for me, and I was salty for months.
He was a salty boy.
Like it actually screwed up most. Like I pretty much don't want a day one raid anymore because of that one time. So screw that boss, bro. Screw that.
Oh my god!
It's not even like it's hard.
I'm this is. Are we back to?
I think
we need to do that boss before reset. We need to go do that boss before reset. I
have a CP. So does Maddox, though.
So do I. But
I'm do tonight after the podcast.
We try to get the bequest.
Yeah.
I want the shotgun.
I want bequest B.
You can't get heritage from Tanix,
but you can get.
You can get bequest and commemoration, and then obviously eyes.
I just need 5 bequests so that I can use I have all the little things that you can like make it red.
Deep sight harmonizers.
Yeah, I just need 5 of them real fast. So
all right, you guys haven't done these two, have you?
What's one on the right?
Valkords.
We've never done
Spire of Stars.
Yeah, I think you guys got to shoot it out.
You guys got it.
We got this.
Something's got to go in B tier.
That one's got to go D.
Yes, it's awful.
That one's awful.
I hate that. I hate that raid. I think that it's cool that it's in
shoot him in the
downtown.
freaking stomach. There's really nothing about it. Like,
It's
you have
cool
two
where it
people
is.
that are doing shit like awful.
You can't use deep site harm. Oh, my bad. Can I read the Twitch chat? Because they say you can't use the deep site harmonizers.
Yeah,
Yes,
actually, that's
absolutely.
true. That's true.
How dare
I
you just read the
I
Twitch
literally
chat
bought
live
a Word
on
of Crota
stream.
the other day, and it didn't let me put a deep site
That's
harmonizer in it.
annoying. I was just thinking I'll just get one and then just do it 5 times and just buy it 5 times.
I think you could do it if you earn it from the encounter, though.
Yeah, you have to earn 5 of them, and you have to hold on to those 5, and you can only use a harmonizer on one time.
Well, yeah, I know that.
Okay, fuck me then. I guess where the hell are you putting Valkyrie?
Obviously, you
son
can
of a
use it
bitch?
for
Just put him in
one.
B tier because we need something there. It can't be empty.
He's
Yeah,
not a fucking B tier though.
Spire,
Is he terrible?
Is it Spire?
Yeah,
I'd put this in B or A because it's really hard. Well, it was hard.
You could probably move.
Put it in B.
son of a bitch. The only bad thing about this is you stood in one place to defeat him, but the encounter itself was phenomenal. Great. Everybody had a job to do. Everybody had to do their job. And the only bad thing is once you're done with that, you just go to the back of the room and shoot him with a ward cliff, and he was dead. Like, dead. If this guy was a beefier boss, it would have been tough. Like, it would have, if you had to make people do that rotation 2 times, 3 times, oh my God, this raid would have taken probably 12, 13, 14, 15 hours to finish. Like, it could have potentially been one of the longer day one finishes. It was at like 7.5 hours, almost 8 hours day one. And of course, back then, like, yeah, it was still beefier. But like, if this was like a beefy as hell boss that like did not fall down easy, oh my Lord, that would have been tough. Because the encounters themselves, I wish you guys were able to do this one, because this one was a really underrated raid.
I don't.
Yeah, I only did Leviathan. I didn't do all those raids until Garden of Salvation, because like playing. Well, I didn't really have any friends to play with. I wasn't trying to do LFGs for all those, and then I played a lot of Fortnite for all that. Kind of at some point through all that.
You Fortnite kid.
I love Fortnite.
I can crank 90 still, you know.
There you go. There is our raid boss tier list brought to you by the Destiny Nerds. We did all right. There's only a few I disagree with, but the ones that are there that need to be there are there. So I'm happy with it. So we did good. You guys did good. Even though you didn't do half the damn raids in this video game. I'm not upset.
Well, luckily you guys did.
Yeah,
good
right.
thing someone did.
I mean, I've completed every single raid that's ever been like brought to the game. Like, there's not a single one that I've like yet to do. So I'm just the best, obviously. So.
I have every raid seal. You don't. So
I also have a. Anyways, I was gonna think of something that was kind of gonna offend you, but then like it was gonna be okay. But I couldn't think of anything.
You were just gonna say you had a day one emblem.
No,
nobody cares.
I don't.
That's true.
I got one.
So,
Same.
hot take of the week. Are you guys ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I didn't have one. I was kidding. But I do want to talk about one thing.
I made one up.
This isn't really a hot take, but this is something that I want to talk about that someone mentioned earlier. I don't remember who it was, but making contest
I said that.
a mode to go into. I don't think that's a good idea. That's maybe my hot take. Contest mode is contest mode, and it should be contest mode. It's like a one-time thing.
Idea.
Dave,
like
I think it's an awful idea. And here's the reason.
You're a bad idea. Just you in general.
Here's my reasoning. And it's a good idea, one, if they give you incentive, but there is none. No one's going to go into a contest raid modifier to get some bullshit red border. Like, they're just going to go do the easier one. We all just want to go do easier shit to get our loot. No one's going to do contests just for the fucking sake of doing a harder encounter. I'm sorry, but unless you're a low man or like a 3-man contest mode, we're the best. No one cares.
Yeah, they do. You'd be surprised that people care. You're not the only one that does.
People would do it once to get the low man clear, and then they wouldn't do it again.
That's it. That's absolutely it. They get it for a little tag on raid report that no one gives a shit about. You can't put that on a job resume, can you? No. Hardee's don't give a damn that you got a day one clear of Hardee's. Okay, like it's just. That's just how it is. Like, I think it's stupid. People are like, "Oh, make it a contest modifier at all the time so I can do a harder difficulty." For what?
if there was like a cool shader
For what?
or something,
A
give us
shader
to be challenged.
Like Glowhoo. If they put Glowhoo in contest mode, that was always available.
So then, what are they
sure.
gonna do with Master?
Master shouldn't be in the
has
game.
Nothing.
Stupid. So
Master's already pointless outside of the
replace
triumphs.
it. Replace Master with contest, and what you get from Master is what you get in contest.
That's not a bad idea.
I just don't think it's worth it. I think it's pointless.
That's fine.
Everybody,
there's a lot of people that would play it and think it's fun.
But why?
For the challenge.
Just for the
why do we
sake
play
of
on the
being
first
challenged?
Because it's
a race. It's in a competition.
Yeah, but you're never gonna win the race. So why are you actually in the thing?
To complete it?
Realistically, like none of us are
literally just
like
the
at
completion.
this point. The day one race is no longer like really up for any of us. Like truthfully,
yeah. I mean, obviously, but like,
it's like these mega super Destiny PvE players now that are finishing it within like hours.
Yeah,
but it's not a bad thing to have something that's difficult to try and play.
They should.
I think it's cool because it's a day one completion. Like I finished this hard raid on a harder difficulty day one. That is an accomplishment. No one cares if you complete the harder difficulty raid 100 days after it's out. Like I don't see where having a contest modifier as like a clickable thing like is worth it. Unless
Master.
Unless there is loot incentive. Like if I can go into contest and get a shader or a different armor set or adept weapons, like that's different. But I mean, I'm not gonna. Master's gonna come out. You do the challenge for the adept weapons. Like that's already a fucked up system in the beginning. So.
I don't think anybody is arguing that there should be a contest mode and you get nothing from it. I think it is. There will be incentive. If there was a contest mode, there would be incentive to do it.
So.
There'd be incentive to do it because there'd be something that's really good to get, and then. But the thing is, it's going to be really hard to get. So like that's what people want. They want something really good to get, and they want it to be really hard to get it. That's what gamers want.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think people want the contest mode, not just because they want to put it on the raid report.
Every time I saw someone on Twitter talking about it, they always just like, let's make it a thing, and then that's it. Like no one would ever give like context behind it. But I guess that's a fair assumption. Like obviously, if you're gonna do something harder, you should get rewards for it, and I would hope so because then I would do it. But just having a harder version of the raid just for the sake of having a harder version of the raid to complete is pointless.
Yeah, well,
I would never do it.
It should if they were ever to do this, they should just take out Master, replace it with contest, and then add like a cool shader or something that incentivizes. It's gotta
be more
people.
than that though, bro. I'm not gonna go do a harder content just for a shader.
If it's fire, I'll be in there.
I'll complete it once, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah.
But that's what's wrong with everything in this game. You complete it once or twice, get what you need, and you're out. You're done.
Yeah.
It's just that's what's wrong with everything. So there would have to be some form of loot incentive that's replayable.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other
There's
story.
A whole
about
game mode called PvP. That's replayable.
Oh God, shut your mouth.
So you do this and then go play your PvP for the infinity every weekend in trials and then be done.
Won't trials in out this weekend. I'm sorry.
Next weekend though, Igneous Hammer. Woo!
Has that been confirmed?
Yes, they tweeted that.
I'm definitely going flawless next weekend, man. I love Igneous.
When they said that there would be no trials during the raid, it said September 15th, Igneous Hammer will be the adept reward.
Oh,
dude, I'm gonna be at a NASCAR race next weekend, and so dang it.
That's the most like out of pocket shit I've ever heard you say you're doing.
I'm going to NASCAR race next Saturday night in Bristol.
Well, you got Friday night and Monday, whatever,
and Sunday.
I have to film a wedding Friday.
You have 3 out of the 4 days to do it.
Yeah, but Monday Sunday night. Is there still Falls Pool?
No.
Oh, that's gone.
Yeah, that's been gone.
Oh my lord!
All right, where have you been? Sunday. You guys have to help me on Sunday.
Sunday.
You guys
Luke
have
is going
to help
flawless
me on Sunday.
And you do know once you go flawless, you keep that card. You just keep playing, and even if you lose your flawless, you could still get the adept on your wins.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Me, Wallzer, and Purception. We got to keep our streak up of going flawless together.
Yeah,
sure thing.
I switched my work schedule though, so
Purception
I played good in some games, and some games I did trash, but it's all right.
Hopefully the map's good.
This man is a stasis gremlin, bro.
I love doing stuff that makes me laugh when I eliminate them.
Eliminate them.
It makes you laugh, but it makes the other person break their monitor.
Yep.
Before we finish up, I want to share with you guys one of the funniest things we heard recently. Me and Luke.
Oh God.
Every time that you guys die now, you must say,
Oh, bro, this is the best.
you have to say, I passed away. Okay, from now
I'm
on.
about to pass.
Yes. One of our guys we did CROTAS end with, he goes, oh shit, I'm about to pass. And then you just hear Guardian down. We're like, wait, what? You're about to pass? Like, what does that even mean? And then the whole rest of the night, we'd be like, I passed away. I'm about to pass away.
Can you get my res? I passed.
So from now on, let's make that a trend that instead of saying I'm dead or I got whatever eliminated, as Purception just said, I eliminated them. Let's say he passed or I'm about to pass away.
I made him pass away.
Use that verbiage because that is the funniest shit I've ever heard.
I'm about to pass.
I'm about to pass.
Oh, I passed.
Sounds like you're about to shit yourself or something.
Can you get my res? I passed. That was
just
fun.
hearing that shit when we're all like locked fucking in trying to get day one done, and all you hear is
screwed up. I died a couple times because I heard someone saying that and I started laughing.
Yes. All you hear in the background is I'm about to pass away, and then just seeing the Guardian pop up was just so damn funny. I couldn't help but to laugh.
I'm like putting every ounce of my being into killing one of these boomer knights, and I just hear someone say I'm about to pass, and I just stopped.
Oh my lord. Anyways, I have nothing else that I'd like to talk about with you guys, but
we're at time. We're at time.
Yeah, we are finished out right at an hour and a half. We did good.
That was fun, boys. That was fun. Well, guests, let us know. This time where we like to shout ourselves out. Let the people know where they can find you. What are you working on? Anything special going on? Tell us.
You see that? Purception with the U. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. Some girl on Twitter has that, so I have to have it. It's Purception on Twitter. So I don't know. She's like one follower. Like, what the heck, bro?
Wow.
But yeah, crank out the TikToks. I'll be doing the Crota helps on Twitch. So I'll let you know where Zer's at. Tuesday reset and some builds and stuff on TikTok.
Before we're done, Mr. Purception, can we get the infamous Tuesday reset?
Oh, does this work? Hold up. Test. Can you
Oh
hear it?
yeah.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah. Don't wake anyone up.
What time is it? It's 9:30. Tuesday reset.
That was beautiful. I
Beautiful.
love it.
I had to get extra for the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
That was awesome.
That was awesome. We love that.
Hashtag clipped.
Yeah, done for.
That
Beautiful.
was sick, bro.
Everybody made fun of on the
I feel
internet.
like I was in.
People say cringe, but it boosts my algorithm, so it's all right.
Exactly.
I love it. Awesome. So is there anything that you're working on, Purception, like any projects or anything like that you have coming up, or
For content
something important, charity streams, anything like that?
Nothing crazy now. I mean, just some Crota helps.
Cool. Well,
So.
if you need your Crota helps, you know where to go. Love to see it. GM's helps, I'm assuming,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
does come out as well, too.
That's next week.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'll be doing that
Cool.
too. Yeah.
Some gems.
Warden's Law. Please.
Awesome. Mr. Wallzer, let us know.
Well, you can find me on TikTok, Wallzer. Can't get Wallzer because someone has it, as with almost every other platform. YouTube, @Wallzer. Posting some builds. We got more of those coming all season. Stream on Kick now. I don't stream on Twitch. Stream on Kick, kick.com/Wallzer. I got the OG one over there. As for things I'm working on, just usual build stuff. Maddox, I know you said charity stream because I have one coming up.
Let us know, bro. Please.
I haven't actually said this publicly, but yeah. Next Tuesday, September 19th, I will be doing a kickoff stream for Optic Hitch a Rides Movember
Yes, sir.
charity tournament that they host in Black Ops 2. They got people like Scump and all the OG Black Ops 2 players competing in that tournament. And I will be streaming the kickoff of their event on my Kick at Tuesday. I haven't set the time yet, but I'm still working out some details. There's going to be a 6 fronts raid in there. I want to do probably a longer stream for that, but yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a good time. Hopefully we can raise some money for a great cause that is Movember. And if you know me, I do Movember stuff myself every year. That won't stop this year either. I'll be doing that in the future in November. So
That's awesome, dude.
Good for you, dude. That's awesome. Well, we're here to support you and all that shit as well too. So, congrats again on being married and doing some awesome things with some of the people that I would assume you look up to. You're a big fan of optics.
Absolutely.
So it's a huge thing for you, and we support you in all that stuff. So, Mr. Luke.
Yo, bros. My name's Bearded Luke. What do I do on the internet?
Fucking nothing, apparently.
Shut up. I make not Destiny related content at all on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/beardedluke. If you want tech, lifestyle, and sneakers, or I don't know, whatever it is. Chairs. I'm reviewing that chair right there. It's coming out next week, I think. So if you care, go watch it.
We don't.
I care.
Just kidding.
I'm about to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. No big deal. I know I'm freaking
And you
huge.
recently hit YouTube partner as well too. So
yeah, I'm a YouTube partner.
Oh,
huge.
let's go.
Careful.
I'm basically rich, basically famous. So don't worry. I'll still be your friends. Anyways, and then I am planning to start streaming some Destiny again, I think, but probably on Kick. So what is it? Kick.com/beardedluke. I think that's what it is. So go follow me there. It's fun. And then we're just doing this. So
yes, sir.
Maddox, happy birthday.
Thank you. Today is my
Happy
birthday
birthday.
Indeed. I am 27 years old. But yeah, I also stream on Twitch and recently starting to dabble a little bit on Kick. But I have the OG Maddox on just about all my socials. My streaming socials, I'm Maddox. On all my other socials, I'm IRL Maddox. So you guys can follow me there. I also, the return of the game show that I host called Trials and Tribulations is making a comeback this coming up Friday, where we have some gamers coming in. We basically just put our crafted weapons on the line to try and go play Trials together, and we have certain modifiers that kind of hinder our gameplay, and so that is going to come back for season 2. It's been reprised. We got some good funding and stuff like that. We're gonna be on Netflix. It's crazy. No, I'm kidding.
Dang.
Wouldn't that be crazy? But yeah, that was coming back this Friday.
Streaming
so
live on
we will we'll be there. So we got some cool gamers lined up for this season. So other than that, deuces.
Yeah, let me roll us out. If you listen to this podcast and you made it to the end, we love you. Thank you so much for listening. You can watch this on YouTube. You can listen to this on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Give us reviews because it helps us out. We love you. This is episode 44, and we'll see you next time. Adios.
Peace.